Hi everyone, it is Liv and welcome back to another barn vlog. Today I am finally going to be doing another tour of the stable that I board Esmeralda in. This video has been a long time coming. The last stable tour I did was 8 months ago, I think. So yeah, I'm sorry I waited so long. The last couple weeks have been quite stressful because the stable has been renovating, and just a couple days ago everything was completely done. So that's why I'm doing the tour right now. I'm excited to show you guys everything, so yeah, let's get on with it. So let's start in the stable area. In the first stall here, we have a 6-year-old fjord horse mare called Lövetam. So in my first stable tour 8 months ago, my friend Julia had just gotten her and she was very green, but now she has been training her a lot and she's coming along very nicely as a trail horse. But anyways, all the stalls have sliding doors like this. But we like to keep the doors open and just have the chain. And you might also notice that we finally installed these bars in between the stalls. I am so relieved to finally have this because I was worried about Esmeralda fighting with another horse and getting hurt. And talking about Esmeralda, her stall is up next. Esmeralda is my 8-year-old Connemara mare, and I've had her for about 4 years. Outside her stall, I keep her morning feed for tomorrow. I also have a carrot here and her favorite treats. She seems to be very occupied with her hay net, so I guess we'll move on to the next horse. In the last stall of the row, we have the sweetest girl Mariposa. She's an Arab and Welsh cross, and I believe she's around 10 years old. Mariposa has come a very long way since you last saw her. She was originally a rescue and she was afraid of pretty much everything, but especially men. But my wonderful trainer has been putting a lot of work into her and now she's actually ridden by a boy. So yeah, she's come a long way. Her personality has also shown a lot more and she's honestly the sweetest horse I know. I love her so much. Turning to the right, we have got our hay fork and broom, and also the stable cat Millie. This next stall is actually empty right now because the horse is standing in our brand new wash stall. And in the brand new wash stall, there actually stands a brand new horse too. This lovely mare came to the stables around 2 weeks ago, and her name is Fifi, and she's a 12-year-old. She was originally a rescue, but she has been ridden and trained before my trainer bought her and brought her here. Because she is a rescue, we don't really have any information about her past or her breed and stuff like that. The only thing we really know is that she's a lovely riding horse. She's pretty much a jack of all trades. So it looks like these two are going for a ride, so I guess I'll leave them alone and move on to the next stall in the meantime. In the last stall of the stables resides a big old 16-year-old halflinger mare called Dokka. As I've mentioned in previous videos, Dokka is a total sweetheart and she's loved by pretty much all of the people here in the stables. She's definitely a typical schoolmaster horse and she's been a very patient teacher to many young children that are learning to ride. Oh, Fifi and her rider left just now, so you can have a closer look at the wash stall. There's really not that much going on right now, but there will probably be more stuff added as time goes. So there's a hose to wash the horses, and we also have a bucket with some sponges, and then we have this little pole to hang saddle pads and blankets on. Alright, that was it for the stables. Now let's go into the tack and feed room. This is what our almost brand new feed room looks like. So on the wall next to the entrance hangs this cork board. We use it to hang announcements, lesson programs, drawings, and other stuff on. Underneath it we have a sink, which I'm so happy about. Previously we have not had a sink, we had to go outdoors to get water, so this was really practical. Turning 90 degrees, we have this shelf, which we had in the old stable too, but it's very practical, so we didn't really see a reason to replace it. On the top shelf, we keep cleaning products like shampoo and also fly spray and other stuff. In the shelf under that, we have some band-aids, a bandage, a bag of fresh apples, and some treats and some supplements. Then we have 2 types of treats and also this hanging treat toy thing. And then under that again, we have this weight builder supplement and also a dog bowl. And then of course we have the iconic table that has been in the background of many of my vlogs. Hanging over the table we have our feed chart for all of the horses that are currently in the stable, which are Esmeralda, Fifi, Mariposa, Dokka, and Levitam. On the table itself we have a vase with some flowers, which I actually plucked just before I started filming this video. I thought they looked pretty. And beside the flowers, we have a magazine holder with a bunch of magazines. There's also a clipboard right here. My apple juice I didn't finish yet is also on the table, along with the calendar and also a cutting board with an apple and a carrot. Underneath the table, we keep some supplement containers. We have Biomane here in the front, and then in the back we keep Fibermax. And over here we have even more storage for the feed. So on top of it, we keep a bunch of stuff. We have a bucket for feed mixing. We also have some linseed oil supplements. There's a jar of cut up carrots and a couple of whole ones. And then we also have a baby bottle for any foals that need that stuff. Over top, we have a shelf for any potential trophies. And we also have a poster with common shrubs and trees that are poisonous to horses. Now in here we have 2 compartments with feed, but I don't actually know the name of them. Then we also have some supplements on this shelf here. There's a biotin supplement and also the O3 Animal Health Equine Omega Complete. That is a mouthful. And in the other one we again have 2 compartments with 2 different feeds and a feed scoop. Then past the feed storage, we have these 2 posters that are like signs of gastric ulcers and colic with horses. The vet gave us these and they're actually really smart. Then moving on, we have our medical cabinet. In here we have disinfectants, lotions, bandages, eye drops, cotton swabs, gloves, and deworming medicine, and a lot of other really essential things. Underneath the cabinet, we have this crate of fresh fruits and vegetables that we chop up and give them as treats or give them in their feed. And we also have this bin with Rocky Mountain Crunch feed. Over it, we have even more posters. There's one about all the English tack and how it functions, also the equine skeleton, and also an informative poster about weight gain in horses. Moving along, we can spot Yulia eating a donut.
Hey, don't film me.
Okay, I'm sorry. By the end of the bench that Yulia is seated on, we have this wooden storage box. On top of it, there is a saddle soap, a sponge, and a magazine you can read to pass the time. Inside there is a bucket of grooming supplies. There is a shampoo, sponge, curry comb, and mane brush. There's also a riding blanket in here, and also a face mask because of the current state of the world. Now let's move over to the tack room area. On the first saddle rack, we have this bareback girth or riding surcingle. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's really nifty. It's really fun riding with it. Secondly, we have my own saddle that I own for Esmeralda, and it still works great. Then the last saddle of the row is this western saddle. It's not mine. I'm actually not sure who owns it. Then over that, we have this amazing trail riding saddle. It's designed to be really comfortable for both the horse and the rider, and it is. And then there's yet another western saddle. You'd think we have a lot of western riders, but we actually don't. And then the last rack, which by the way is for an English saddle, but it's empty at the moment. Then over here we have a brand new shelf. These open shelves are just for the riders to store their belongings. In the first one to the left, there's a folded up riding blanket. I think there's a box of spurs. There's a picture back there too, and some hoof oil. In the second one, there's some fly spray, some treats, more hoof oil, and also some deworming medicine. In the shelf underneath, there's a big box of donuts. That's where Julia got them. There's also some makeup, I think that's eyeshadow, and some horse shampoo. Then in one to the side, there's a book, some kind of prize, and a grooming box. Now we've gotten to my shelf. In there I keep my GoPro, which I use to film many of my videos. We also have a box with some new straps I recently bought. We have a carton of milk and also a magazine holder. In the shelf beside it lays Julia's Western hat. Then on the bottom shelf to the left, we have another grooming box and also a pair of Dr. Martens boots. And in the very last shelf lays a saddle bag and a first aid pouch. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a crop holder in between the saddle racks and the shelves. On the bottom of the shelf, there are two drawers. In the first one, we just keep a bunch of hats, which are mostly mine actually. In the second one, there are splint boots, open fronts, and other leg protection for the ponies. There are also bigger cabinets on the side of the shelf. In the bottom one, we keep a purse and a towel, apparently. Over it, there's a smaller one where we keep a lot of saddle pads and half pads. And it's the same deal for the one over it. Moving on from the shelves, in the corner here, there's a Dover saddlery bag. And then on the wall beside it, we have this brand new blanket rack. I'm very happy with this solution. It's super organized and it's very easy to just sort through the blankets like this and pick the one that you need. Moving on, there's a saddle stand in the way. Let me just move that. Alright, so on the wall over there is a fire extinguisher. Then on these hooks over here, we have an array of different halters, both nylon halters, rope halters, and leather halters. Then beside that, of course, we have the bridles, breastplates, and martingales. They seem to always look kind of messy when I film. I swear it's not always like this. Hanging over top are our bits. We have both leather, metal, and rubber bits. For my pony Esmeralda, I use both a straight rubber bit and also a double jointed rubber bit. Then over the halters, there are 3 helmet racks. The Black Sam Shield and Charles Owen belong to me. We've almost covered everything now. In the middle of the tack room, we have this bench for people to sit on, but currently only Julia's food and a magazine is sitting on it. Underneath, we have a couple more magazines and also a towel. And that was it for the tour of the tack room. Feed room. And stable. I want to thank you all so very much for watching this video. I am also very sorry that it took me so horribly long to get it out for you guys. Nevertheless, it was very fun for me to film this video, and I hope it was fun for you guys to watch. If you like what you see and you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to be notified whenever I put out another one of these videos. Alright, that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will catch you next time. Bye!